Good morning and welcome to BJC Halacha Day number 1734. Halacha Day keeps the Yetzer Hara away, dedicated in loving memory of Daniela Basvi and Neshama Shevet Aliyah. And we're about to learn very important and practical halacha for Shabbos. We're already talking about these ideas of hinting to a non-Jew, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. Very interesting halacha that we're going to probably break down into 2 or 3 days. Something that is not a biblical malacha. So what is a biblical malacha? Cooking, writing, right? Muksa, we mentioned, pushing a pen is a rabbinical violation. So also carrying from a Carmelist to a private domain, which is going to be important here, is also a rabbinical malacha. So when you ask a non-Jew to do something, you, the Jew, is violating a rabbinical violation. He's not doing it himself. If he did it himself, it would be violating a biblical violation. By asking a non-Jew, he's doing rabbinical. If he asks a non-Jew to do a rabbinical violation, he's already another step down. And if he asks him to do a rabbinical violation, which is a mitzvah or for a tzarech, something that's necessary because someone's sick, then that would already be permitted. Let's see. Something that is not a biblical malacha, and it's forbidden only by rabbinic law. Now, even though it's rabbinic law, you still have to be careful not to do it. If it is for a mitzvah purpose, or in a situation of slight illness, it is permitted to tell a non-Jew to do it. So that you don't have to even hint, you can actually go ahead and tell him to do it. Based on this halacha, it has become customary to send a non-Jew on Shabbos to bring beer or anything else that is a Shabbos necessity. You'll say, how is beer a Shabbos necessity? But maybe it is. And if it really is, then you can do that. Even in an area where there's no Erev. Now let's see what this means. That is, it was customary to instruct the non-Jew to carry from one domain to another, which is normally prohibited. An Erev, also known as a Tzaras Pesach, is a device used to halachically enclose an area and convert it to a private domain, thus allowing one to carry items within its boundaries. He says, for the laws of constructing an Erev, see above in chapter 82. Now, many Jewish communities have an Erev, like Houston, in the Fondra neighborhood. You can carry outdoors on Shabbos. Although carrying from one domain to another can sometimes involve the violation of a biblical prohibition, if one were to carry from a private domain to a public domain, or vice versa. So again, you can only put an Erev in a place that's called a Carmelist. If it's a public domain, you can't even put an Erev. Classic public domain, and this really big discussion would be like Manhattan, right? The streets of Manhattan. That's like a real public domain. There's 600,000 people going in one day, and certainly wide enough, and everyone would agree that that would be an example of a public domain. So carrying there would be definitely a biblical violation. So, nevertheless, the custom was to be lenient even to have a non-Jew carry necessary items through city streets, since their status as a public domain is not clear. It should be noted that many authorities, including Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, maintain that nowadays a public domain does exist in some large cities, like Manhattan, even according to the lenient opinion, and therefore the leniency discussed here would not apply in those places. So again, you can have a non-Jew bring something to you, even if there's no Erev, assuming it's the status of a Carmelist, and because it's a Shabbos need. Now, we can maybe go a little further, because I know it's getting late. Even in an area where there's no Erev, we mentioned that. However, it is permitted only in a pressing situation where one has nothing else to drink. But for mere enjoyment, it is not permitted, right? So again, that's a long commentary, so I'll do it. One may not give money to the non-Jew for this service. Additionally, when sending a non-Jew to carry from one domain to another, one should take care not to hand the item directly to the non-Jew or to take it directly from his hand upon his return. As explained above, handing an item to a non-Jew when he would transfer the item to a different domain or taking it from him once he has done so is a component of the malacha, the prohibition of transferring, and is prohibited for a Jew to do. Now listen to this. If one forgot to disconnect the light in the refrigerator and the light automatically goes on when the door is opened, one may not open it on Shabbos. However, if the basic Shabbos foods are inside, he may ask a non-Jew to open it. Not even hint. The non-Jew may also be asked to unscrew the light bulb so that the refrigerator can subsequently be opened for other meals. if one has a great need for the food inside the refrigerator and has no other option, i.e. storing the food in another refrigerator. So that's a very handy thing to know. We will continue with this halacha tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day.